Today on Titan Sports Recap, women's soccer has a bumpy road trip with their Big West Conference opponents. Titan Stadium had a nail-biting experience as men's soccer faces UCR. Women's golf wraps up their fall season at the Memphis Women's Intercollegiate, and preseason basketball is around the corner. We will tell you where you can see your men's basketball team play first. All this and much more on Titan Sports Recap. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Titan Sports Recap, bringing you the best video coverage of Cal State Fullerton athletics. We've got a great episode in store for you. I'm Sarah Fenton, alongside my co-host Chelsea Carroll. Hi Chelsea, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, and you know who else is doing well? Men's soccer.
That's right, men's soccer has had a rough start in conference play with a 1-3 record in the Big West. The Titans look to face the #1 team in the South Division, the UCR Highlanders. Our reporter Jasmine Arenas was there for the action.
Titans hungry for a win, looking to break their 4-game losing streak versus the Highlanders. No score in the first half, so we'll skip ahead to the second. Renata Pieta is back in action, sends it on over to the left side to Perez. And Jacob Perez finds his way in the 76th minute. The walk-on senior puts the Titans up 1-0. Later in the second half, UCR gets a chance to tie it up. Remember, folks, don't foul your opponent. It leads to penalty kicks. But David Elias is just too clutch in the net. Drives to the right and make an incredible save in the 87th minute. Titans take the win versus UCR and improve their record to 2-3 in the Big West.
What an incredible save by David Elias. Elias shows some resiliency after coming back from his injury. What do you say about that?
That's right. Coach is really proud of his team, especially Jacob Perez, the walk-on who scored the goal in the game.
Exactly, and right now, Coach is just focusing on collecting points. Currently, they have a 400-point team. The women's soccer team fell to UC Santa Barbara and got their second Big West Conference loss of the 2016 season on Sunday. The Titans squad is yet to win a game on the road with a record of 0-7. The Titans were held scoreless for 87 minutes at the Harder Stadium until Sarah Fainor scored her 4th goal of the season on the penalty in the 88th minute. The Gauchos took the early lead in the 33rd minute with Kate Shoemaker goal that was sent to the back of the net. UC Santa Barbara scored in the 59th minute with a cross from Sydney Magnan to Dakota Griggs. As the Gauchos had a 2-0 lead, the Titans picked up the pace of their game and put pressure on the Gauchos in the second half of the game. But it wasn't enough to make a comeback. Quote, "I thought our women battled hard against a very well-coached Santa Barbara team," said Damian Brown. Quote, "Now it's time to turn our attention to preparing for Hawaii."
Women's tennis played in their fall tournament at the Memphis Women's Intercollegiate from October 17th to 18th. This was the team's first appearance at the Ridgeway Country Club, a 6,105-yard course. In the first day of the tournament, the Titans finished tied for 7th place with South Alabama. The Murray State Racers took the first place spot for day 1, while the University of Memphis took 2nd. The team had an 18-over-par day through round 1 with a total score of 243. Martina Edberg hit a 4-under-par. Here are the numbers for the rest of the tournament. The Cal State Fullerton's men and women's cross-country teams finished in the runner-up spot at the Highlander Invitational on Saturday morning. In the men's 6K race, sophomore Sam Pimentel placed 3rd with his highest finish of the season with a course time of 17 minutes and 57.76 seconds. On the women's side, Brianna Jacqueline was the first Titan woman to complete the 5K course in her 3rd top 10 finish of the season by placing 6th overall with a time of 17 minutes and 42.42 seconds. Quote, "It was a solid day for both squads as we had some outstanding performances," said head coach John Elders. The Titans will host the Titan Invitational on Friday at the Titan Track and Field Complex at 5:15 p.m.
All right, it's time for win or lose. Again, the way this game is played is I will ask my co-host which team will take a W or L based on their performance this past week and why. 10 seconds on the clock. Question 1, men's soccer has consistently shown resilience with clutch performances in previous wins. This week's win was a glimpse of the potential this team has. Could this give the team momentum of their next matchup on Wednesday versus UCI?
Definitely. I give men's soccer a win this week. The resilience and their momentum will take them into the next game, giving them the win.
Alrighty, question number 2. Women's soccer has had a bumpy road this season. The Titans remain scoreless on the road. Could things be different when they face Hawaii on Sunday?
Unfortunately, women's soccer has been off to a bumpy start. I have to give them a loss this week.
Oh, man. Alrighty, we have question number 3. Women's volleyball is on a 5-game losing streak. They face UCI this Thursday. Could they break it?
Women's volleyball, they get a win this week. They have an even matchup. I think they're winning.
All right, awesome. And for your timeline highlighting the biggest games in the next couple weeks, Titans men's soccer hope to improve their home record as they face UC Irvine on Wednesday, October 19th at 7 p.m. The team travels to UC Riverside to take on the Highlanders on Saturday the 22nd at 7 p.m. Titan fans, get ready. The boys head back to Titan Stadium on Wednesday the 26th to face CSUN in a Big West South Division matchup. On Thursday, October 20th, Titan volleyball hope to end their 5th-game losing streak as they travel to play the Anteaters of UC Irvine at 7 p.m. and then head up north to UC Davis on the 22nd. The Titan Gym will host the Rainbow Wahine of Hawaii on the 29th at 7 p.m.
And remember, all of our social media outlets, you can catch our entire video highlight library on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/TitanSportsRecap. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @CSUFSportsRecap. Be sure to check out our game highlights and our poll questions to give us your opinions. Find us on Facebook for updates on all Fullerton athletics. Check us out on Instagram and Snapchat for behind-the-scenes photos and videos. Follow us at Titan Sports Recap. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Titan Sports Recap with Chelsea Carroll. I'm Sarah Fenton. Keep those tusks up, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.